Do you remember the first time you tore open a snack wrapper and caught that sweet, familiar smell? Back then, the corner store shelves were lined with colorful treats, each with its own little piece of magic. Some were sticky and sweet, others salty and bold, but all of them had one thing in common. They were ours. Today, many of those favorites are gone, vanished from store aisles, living only in our memories and the faded pages of old ads. Today, we're looking at 10 discontinued American snacks we'd do anything to taste again. Number 1. Planters. Cheese balls. These neon orange spheres were more than just a cheese snack. They were a party in a canister. Introduced in the 1980s, their crunchy bite and intense finger-staining coating were legendary. Kids loved them for the flavor. Parents loved them for being easy to share. But when production costs rose, Planters quietly pulled them from shelves. Decades later, fans still write to the company, begging for a comeback. Number 2. Jell-O Pudding Pops. If you grew up in the 80s, you know these weren't just frozen pudding. They were frozen happiness. Creamy, chocolate and vanilla swirls on a stick, perfect for a summer afternoon. Advertised heavily on TV, they felt like a treat you couldn't get anywhere else. Sadly, sales melted away in the early 2000s, and they disappeared for good. Their smooth texture is something ice cream never quite replaced. Number 3. Butterfinger BBs. These bite-sized bursts of peanut buttery crunch arrived in the 1990s and instantly became a lunchbox legend. They were easy to pop in your mouth, perfect for sharing or not sharing at all. But keeping them from melting was tricky, and packaging costs added up. By the mid-2000s, they were gone, leaving a hole in the candy aisle. To this day, no other candy delivers that same Butterfinger in a bite experience. Number 4. Dunkaroos. A 90s icon. Dunkaroos were the ultimate combination of cookies and frosting in one pack. The ritual was always the same. Dip, swirl, and savor every bite. They felt more like a game than a snack, and that was the fun of it. Discontinued in the early 2000s, their absence sparked petitions and online fan clubs. They've had short-lived comebacks, but the original recipe remains locked in the past. Number 5. Swoops. Introduced in the early 2000s, swoops were thin, curved chocolate slices shaped like potato chips. They were sleek, stylish, and fun to eat. Perfect for people who wanted a classier candy experience. Unfortunately, their higher price and smaller serving size didn't win over enough shoppers. Within a few years, they were gone, leaving only their unique shape in our memories. Number 6. PB Max. Launched in the early 90s, PB Max was a chocolate-covered peanut butter cookie bar with oats and a rich, nutty flavor. It was different. Less candy, more dessert. It sold well, but rumor has it the Mars family simply didn't like peanut butter, so they pulled the plug despite its popularity. It's one of the rare snacks that disappeared not because of sales, but by choice. Number 7. Oreo Big Stuff. In the 1980s, Nabisco went big, really big, with a cookie the size of your palm. Oreo Big Stuff came individually wrapped with the same beloved flavor, but a comically oversized dose of cream. It was fun, indulgent, and impossible to eat without a smile. But the novelty wore off, and by 1991, they were discontinued. Fans still wonder why Nabisco doesn't bring them back for special editions. Number 8. Keebler Magic Middles. Magic Middles were shortbread cookies with a gooey chocolate center that oozed with every bite. They felt like something homemade, even though they came from a package. Perfect with a glass of milk. They became a quiet favorite for many families in the late 80s and early 90s, but changes in the snack market and production costs eventually pushed them out. They're one of the most requested Keebler comebacks to this day. Number 9. Kudos bars. Part candy bar, part granola bar. Kudos made kids feel like they were getting dessert in their lunchbox, while parents felt like they were giving something healthy with flavors like Snickers and M&Ms. They were the sweet spot between treat and snack. But over time, competition in the granola aisle grew, and Kudos quietly left the shelves. Their mix of chewy, crunchy, and sweet is still missed. Number 10. Hostess Choco Bliss. A rich chocolate cake with creamy chocolate filling and icing on top. Choco Bliss was indulgence in a box. Hostess launched them in the 80s, and they quickly became a staple for chocolate lovers. Sadly, they were discontinued in the early 2000s, and no other Hostess product has quite matched their deep cocoa flavor. For many, they remain the ultimate lost dessert. These snacks may be gone, but they're far from forgotten. They live on in our memories, in old commercials, and in the stories we tell. Maybe one day, a few of them will make their way back to the shelves. And when they do, you can bet we'll be first in line. Which one of these would you want to taste again? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more trips back in time.